everybody, it's nice to meet you or to re-meet you. My name is Michelle Davison. I am a stay-at-home wife, mother of 4, and a makeup enthusiast. So, a little backstory about me. I have been following the Project Pan community for over a decade at this point. It started back in 2016 when I was watching Courtney Kane and Amber F and Paige Cummins when they were still like active and introducing the idea of Project Pan in the community. I was just an itty bitty witty little baby. I was in college. I remember sitting in my dorm room and watching Courtney pan the original Urban Decay Naked and just being in awe. Like the concept of hitting pan on an eyeshadow, let alone finishing an entire palette, was just incredible. And then one by one, these people that I watched every single day just started moving on with their lives onto other interests and other phases of their life. And I have been, once again, watching the same people over and over and over again and being very inspired by them. And the same thing's happening again. They're losing interest, investing more time in other aspects of their life, moving on to new and exciting adventures. And that just really sparked me to come on here, put myself out there, and try to build a bigger community for myself. Because when the 3, 4, 5 people I watch every day start moving on, that leaves me feeling a little bit lonely and without community and without inspiration to get through my own collection. So a little bit more backstory about me. I do not have a massive collection by any means. I do have a pretty realistic collection, but I am married to a very, very wonderful, amazing guy. His name is Sean, and Sean is a giver. He likes to spoil me with all things makeup because he knows that that's what I love. So when I've had a hard day, or when it's time he wants to give me a gift, or when I talk about like a new release over and over and over again, or even an old release, Sean will sometimes just surprise me with it. I have my son singing Pink Pony Club in the background. I am a stay-at-home mother, so you'll hear my little humans. I try not to feature them in my content too much anymore. I did when I was private, but once I made my Instagram public and any future video, I try not to capture them because I don't think it's fair. They don't get to make that choice for themselves, and they may be okay with it now, but he's pretty good. He's got the inflection right. It's Pink Pony Club. But yeah, so you'll hear them, but you probably won't see much of them until they're old enough to express a real desire to be on camera, I suppose. But my kids age from 2 months up to 7, and I do have 4. I don't know if 7 I probably have. I love my big family. I love them so much. They're so wonderful. But anyway, back on topic. My husband is so wonderful, so special. He listens so well. So he just surprises me with a bunch of stuff, and as a result, my makeup collection has totally exploded as of lately. And I didn't really realize until yesterday. So June 1st, 2025, I took some time. It took a couple hours. I wrote down every single makeup item I have in my collection, the value of it, and how much my total collection is worth. And granted, these figures are not perfect by any means. We got a lot of it on sale, or on Mercari, or like they were Ulta, like diamond gifts. So we didn't purchase all of them, and we certainly didn't purchase all of them full price. But it's how much my collection is worth as a whole, because it would be just impossible for me to go back and find out exactly how much I spent on everything. So anyway, I came up with a figure. And I was mortified by what I saw. Because again, I'm a stay-at-home wife, I'm a stay-at-home mother, we live a very normal life, like I don't get PR or anything like that. Like all this stuff was purchased or gifted, or purchased or gifted, really, or yeah. And it's almost my mortgage payment is how much my collection's worth, which again is not massive. Everything fits in one makeup bag. My palettes fit in one drawer. it's not like I have like a beauty room or like a whole vanity full. It's realistic, but I don't want to consume much more than I am currently. And that's why Project Pan is something I really want to get into. It's something I've always been a fan of. It's all the content I consume on YouTube and Instagram and all of the channels, but I have a really hard time staying focused on projects. And that's why I've given a lot of thought to how do I want this to look? Like, what do I want to partake in? How do I want to motivate myself to use what I have and not purchase more? And I've tried a couple different things, like behind the scenes. I tried to do a Pan That Palette 2025. That did not work very well. I tried to do Ghost Town USA because it was the one palette I had in my collection where I loved every single shade. Bless you. I could see myself using every single shade. But the creasing. I would wear it for like an hour and I would have huge creases on my eyeballs. Like, the look didn't even look the same anymore. And so I ended up decluttering it after like 2 or 3 uses this year. And I never replaced it. But what I've been doing instead is rotating through my palettes. In my collection. I was doing pretty well until I picked up my Kulfi shadows. So I actually have 2 of them. This one's Plum Pataka. This is the one I used today. This is my favorite of the 2. I have not wanted to put them down because as a mother, as a wife, I'm running around all day. I sweat a lot. It's hot. I do chores, like smoke and water is getting into my face, all that stuff. So, I guess steam, not smoke, but steam and water is getting into my face all day. And so I need something that's going to last. And my Kulfi stuff certainly is lasting. So what I've been doing as of lately is I've been using my Kulfi as like a lid shade. And then I've been picking a palette and using that to buff out the crease. And sometimes the inner corner, sometimes not. Today I did. So I used the pastel palette today. It's true. And the pastel palette, spoiler alert, is my most used palette this year by like a long shot. Like, no palettes have been coming close. I got it back in December of 2024. It was used. There were some pans. I am working simply on expanding the pans and just having fun with the palette. He loves Pink Pony Club. You guys are going to hear Pink Pony Club a lot. That's my 1.5-year-old. So yeah, I've just been having fun with it. It enables me to use the Kulfi shadows. I heard a rumor that when they're opened, they only have a 3-month shelf life. Isn't that wild? So that scared me a little bit. And so I'm trying to get as much use out of them as I can. Because A, they're not the cheapest things, but B, they are my favorite. But also, it gives me the power to change up the look a little bit, reach into some different palettes, and have a little bit of fun that way. So that's how I've been handling my eye makeup lately. And then my face makeup, it always changes. I actually post like a makeup flat lay almost every single day on Instagram, just because it keeps me accountable. Like, I know the products that I'm wanting to work on and the products that are like newer. And so if I look back at my feed, it just enables me to see, when was the last time I used an old product? When was the last time I used a new product? Is there anything I'm just totally neglecting? Like, is there anything I'm using every single day? It just gives me a temperature check on my own collection. And that's been working very, very well for me. In terms of project panning, I'm not sure how I want that to look yet. I know that I want to rotate my collection. I know I want to use what I have and not purchase a bunch more. But I'm not sure if a official project is going to motivate me or make me like really discouraged, because one of my biggest hesitations behind coming on here and searching for community was that I didn't think I was a good panner, and honestly I'm not. Like, I'm really not. For a while I was saving my makeup, so I would only use it if we were like going somewhere, and like if I was at home, I couldn't do my face makeup. Oh no, that was too wasteful. I could do my eye makeup, but I can only use my least favorite things. Isn't that crazy? And so then I noticed my favorite things started like expiring one by one. And now as a stay-at-home mother, a lot of my days are pretty samey. but I've shifted my mindset because of my friend Rachel. I don't know if she has a YouTube, but she certainly has an Instagram. So she taught me that every day is a good day. It's a worthy day of using your favorite makeup because you're alive, and like, what better thing to celebrate, right? So now I'm using my makeup, but I just want that number to go down. I want the number to go down. I want the categories to go down because, like I said, I have a realistic collection. Like, everything fits in my bag, but like blush, I thought I had like 2 blushes. Comes to find out I have like 9. 9 blushes where? 9 blushes who? Like, I don't know when that happened. I don't even know where they're hiding. I haven't seen 9 blushes, but it is true. I do have 9. So things like that. I just want to use what I have, love what I have, not overconsume anymore, like, and just be grateful and thankful that I have a husband that provides everything I could ever want or need, but also being appreciative of that and using them and giving them the proper love they deserve. So it's a very long-winded way of saying, hi, I'm searching for a community. I'm really looking for like a positive, healthy environment where we just talk about makeup and we support each other's progress, and we talk about new releases, old releases, like empties, like just celebrating the love of makeup without the need to purchase more makeup. So that's what I'm after. I don't have too much free time with all my little angels running around, but in the spare time I have, I would like to try to come on here, just talk about what's on my heart, what's on my mind, post updates every once in a while, and just have some fun. Like, that's what I want. And I'm no stranger to the community, like I've said a couple times now. I have commented and liked on everyone's videos over the years. A few years ago, I forgot all my passwords. Like, they just like poofed out of my brain one day. I don't know. I couldn't even remember like what they even could have potentially been. So when I got married back in 2022, I made a whole new account, and I've been pretty quiet since then just because there's a lot of negativity on the internet. Like, some people are really, really mean, but we're fortunate in the makeup community to have a very supportive, loving atmosphere, which is why I feel comfortable enough to come on here and just share my love of makeup. And it's just a long-winded way of saying it's nice to meet you guys. But yeah, so I don't know what things are going to look like moving forward. I would like to come on and be active, semi-active, occasionally at least, but we will see. I'm more active on Instagram because, like I said, I do my flat lays. I do Instagram stories almost every single day. A lot of times just talking about like what I'm wearing, because I feel like it would be too samey if I did both. Like, if I went on Instagram stories and said I used this, this, and this, and then came on here and did the same thing. So I want it to be a little bit different. Like, I want this platform to be a place where I can flesh out my thoughts and feelings a little bit more. And I want Instagram to be more of my like freeform, carefree, like, well, what's on my face today? This was a tragedy, or this worked really well. I don't know. So I'm really curious to see how things go and what changes and what stays the same. And it's just so nice to meet you guys. So yeah, again, I'm Michelle Davison. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.